Today, I'm going to show you how to open your Etsy shop and optimize it for print-on-demand sales. So just go ahead and create a Etsy account and sign in here. You just want to come here and go down to Sell on Etsy. It'll bring you to this page, and then you want to go to Open Your Etsy shop. We're going to go through all these steps here. English for me. All of this is good for me. I'm going to put selling as my full-time job. You put whatever is appropriate for you. So we're just going to put in our shop name here. I came up with this. It's available, so that's cool. All right, save and continue. First things first is add our first listing. This does not have to be a permanent listing, so you don't have to fret too much about it. So put that in, and then I would also put in a size chart. I would normally put a size chart that looks similar to this in here, just to make sure that it looks good. And down here you can just go here, adjust the thumbnail to make sure that it looks good. Yeah, it does. Save that. And here's your size chart. And then we're just gonna put something here. Darlin t-shirt. And then who made it, another company or person, a finished product, and made to order. You can set it to automatic or manual. I usually set things to manual first, just so I can test it to make sure that it looks good, that everything is working well with the SEO and things like that. That's usually what I like to do. These are optional categories, but I do recommend that you fill them in. With this one, I would probably do Western and Cowboy. Short sleeve, crew. This is a physical product. What we can put here for a description, I usually have like a pre-made description that I have already set out from all of my different listing types. With this one, we can just put Bella plus canvas t-shirt. I have found that Bella and canvas t-shirts sell a little better. To add a new production partner, let's go with Printful on this one. Their location is in Chatsworth, California. And with this, I like to put, I could not function without my production partner, Printful. They print, pack, and ship products at their fulfillment center. This allows me to focus on what I am good at, creating high quality designs my customers love. Okay, and then about your partnership, I don't have the technical ability or equipment to make it entirely by myself. I design everything myself. Choose whichever option is best for you. If you work with independent designers and stuff like that, you can put that in there. I usually do my designs myself, and they do everything for me. Save partner. Okay, so that is how you would do a listing for setting up your Printful partner, production partner. Tags, Darlin. And then you would want to put basically the same thing that you have in your title. You want to replicate it in your tags. You can add materials if you want. Again, that's an optional thing. Typically, I would set my prices for $23.99 for a Bella Canvas t-shirt and put it on sale for 10% off, making it a price of, I believe it's $21.49 is the price. I'm going to do a separate video on how to do variations here because that can get complicated. Let's just go ahead and do Printful's shipping profile. The zip code is 91311 for Chatsworth, California. Put 3 to 5 business days just to make sure that I am definitely going to be good. If you want to offer international shipping, you can do that very easily with Printful. I, however, prefer to only go to the United States. Also, I just do first class mail for my shipping profiles. And I create my shipping profiles like this because I prefer to just sell to the continental United States. And I will name this Printful Free Shipping. I usually just kind of throw these totally random measurements in. Just do that. Oh, listing details. What's the problem? I forgot to check this. See, you have to make sure that's checked. I was wondering what was giving me such a hard time. There you go. Okay, so now we have a listing here. Great. So once you got that there, save and continue. How you'll get paid. So with this one, if you have a business, then you do it that way. If you're just yourself, which is the majority of people, you're just going to click this. And then you want to just go down here, go ahead and fill out all of your personal information here. If you have a business, then you're going to have a little more to fill out, like your business registration number and your EIN number. We'll just go ahead and go by individual on this one. I'm going to go ahead and fill this out, and then I will be back with you on the next step. All right, so now we're going to set up the billing. You just want to set up a credit card on file. So I will come back whenever that is all done. We have our shop. It's open for business. And we're just going to go through and optimize this for print on demand. Go to edit shop. Add your banner here. Big banner's fine. And you can save there. You can, it's better probably to put a picture of your actual face here, but I am going to just go ahead and put my logo in here for right now, just as kind of temporary thing. So now that is there. Edit shop. This. Choose a file, and we're going to do the same one. Shop announcements. I would suggest making a shop announcement because recently the Postmaster General in the United States announced that they were increasing shipping times an extra couple of days for mail that is sent through U.S. Postal Service. So they did that on October 1st of 2021. So it's important that you let people know that shipping is going to take a little bit longer than what they're accustomed to. On October 1st, 2021, the Postmaster General announced that there will be extended shipping times for USPS mail service due to this change in policy and an increase in demand on shipping during the holiday season, we ask that you make your purchases far enough in advance to account for these possible delays. I think it's just good to be upfront and honest about shipping, in my opinion, from the get-go. So that is what I would suggest that you put in for your announcement. And then I would suggest that you put in this story, tell people about yourself, tell people like, why are you doing this? Facts about your bio, maybe add some photos, things like that. As you get some designs, maybe put designs. If you get a bestseller, add that in there. Things like that. I do think that those are definitely good things to have. Since this is a print-on-demand shop, I think that people are deterred by no return policy. I know it's tough. It's going to cost you money, but you're better off accepting returns when a customer's unhappy than trying to get away with anything on this platform, because customers rule the roost in Etsy, and I would not suggest never giving returns. I have in the past had this set to I do not accept returns or exchanges, and still giving people returns because they still ask even if it says that you don't accept it. I'm going to leave this up to you. I would say that I accept returns. I do not accept exchanges, because exchanges can get very costly whenever it comes to print on demand. I mean, very costly. For returns, I would say within 7 days of delivery, I think that should be enough. Cancellations, let's see, I like to allow them to have cancellations just in case something happens. And I like to do that within 5 hours of the purchase. Cannot return, definitely don't return anything personalized. I would also not return anything intimate. Those two things, the perishables and the digital downloads, those two really, I would say, are not really applicable to us really. Not print on demand sellers anyways. Items on sale, that I'll leave that up to your discretion. You can add a privacy policy here. I have not added this in my other Etsy shop, so I'm gonna leave that blank for right now. I would say you definitely should have a privacy policy if you're selling in Europe, just because of the laws that are for Europe. I would definitely consider having a privacy policy. If you're just selling to the US, I think you probably can get away without it, unless you're collecting emails. If you're collecting emails, you definitely want to have a privacy policy of some kind if you're collecting data from people. So let's go ahead up here to Shop Manager. And we're going to go through some settings and just make sure everything is optimized real well for us. So first thing I'll just go bottom to top. So first thing is offsite ads. If you do not want offsite ads to be on until you get to a point where either you have no choice or you're choosing to put them on, I would suggest going to the setting option, because they automatically have you set on offsite ads. And I learned the hard way with my last shop that does not always help you. I lost quite a bit of money on my very first sale because it was an offsite ad purchase, and I didn't realize that the shipping was to a different country, so the shipping was more expensive than I had accounted for, and I had my stuff on a sale, so I ended up losing like $6 on my very first purchase in my shop because I had all kinds of like things go wrong with just one order. So if you do not want offsite ads on, which is a 15% of ad fee whenever you get an order, I would probably turn those off here in the settings. So that's offsite ad. Production partners, we already added the production partner here whenever we were inside of our listing, but this is another place that you can do so. You can add production partners that way. Shipping settings, again, we created the profile in the actual listing, But you can also do it here if you want to do like a bulk, like you want to do a bunch of them. You can do it here. Options. I personally do not like to do custom orders because I prefer print on demand because it's more hands off, and this just creates more of a headache for me than anything. But that's my personal opinion. People do request custom orders even if you have this disabled. I don't really think people pay attention to whether or not this is enabled or not. They still ask you for custom orders all the time. Offering gift wrapping, I mean, that I would say is not the best option for, I would definitely disable this for print on demand sellers because it's just impossible for us to do. The gift message, however, I do leave that enabled because that transfers over into the production partners just fine without a problem normally. I just leave this enabled. And sold listings. I do not like people to be able to click where I have my items sold and see how many items I've sold. That's a really good way of getting your designs stolen, in my opinion. So I do hide them. I always hide those. So that's where you're going to find this. You're going to find that in settings, options, all the way down at the bottom, sold listings, and no hide them. And this is whatever your time zone is. And this is where you would come if you need to go on vacation mode, which generally isn't very applicable unless you just don't want to deal with customer service. But that does impact your search rankings. So I would use vacation mode very intentionally if you do plan on doing that. And this is where you would find a lot of other information about your shop. So this is basically where you're going to put your bio and things like that we could have added in the other screen, but this is another place you can do so. Info and appearance. So that's going to be shop title. You know, I am going to go back to my shop because I prefer to do my shop personally. I prefer to do it when I can actually see it. So here we go. Add a shop title. I like to put super soft apparel and gifts. That's what I like to do because that pops up in your Google rankings. So here is our shop with just our one listing in it. For now, I'm going to deactivate this listing. It will not cost you anything to reactivate it again. Now it says one inactive listing. And this is just so people don't try to buy this before you have it set up and integrated properly with Printful. In the next video, I will show how to integrate your Printful with your Etsy account so that this listing will then be able to interact with Printful. If you want to learn how to create multiple product listings, I also have a video on that, and I'm going to link that right here for you. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.